Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwartner and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with John Needham from SunGard. John, what is your job title?
My title is Vice President of Adaptive Sales within the capital market segment within SunGard.
So you have gone through a very significant transformation of your Salesforce. How has that transformation affected you and your job?
The insight selling message and training that we all received has really enabled my team and myself, for that matter, to go out and have more of a value-based conversation with our prospects and our customers around the services and products that SunGard can provide. I think in the past, there was too much emphasis and too much focus on selling individual products, whereas now we're going in and we're selling and bundling solutions that span the entire enterprise.
So what did you originally think of the idea to create a branded SunGard Way of Selling approach?
Well, I think it was imperative in that SunGard historically has been a collection of companies within a holding and company approach. And therefore, every individual and every business unit and every group, for that matter, within the company had their own unique way of doing things. And that translated into the way that people sold. Now, having sort of the SunGard way of doing things reinforces the fact that we're standardizing the message, standardizing the sales tools that we have, which is clearly why our senior management decided to roll this program out.
So when you look at the differences between what happened 18 months ago and what is happening today, how would you describe those differences?
I think the biggest difference today is that people are more keen to collaborate amongst the various different sales organizations and product groups within the company. If you rolled the clock back 18 months ago, there was some element of collaboration, but now I would say that people are more receptive to collaboration because they can see a couple of things. One is what is in it for them as an individual contributor. And number two is they can start to see sort of tangible results, which obviously lead to higher commission figures for them.
So how does that impact your job?
Well, for starters, I think it makes it much easier for sales leaders like myself, because when you've got a standard way of doing things, a standard way of reporting sales figures, a standard way of delivering a C-level message, it makes it much easier for the individual contributor, because it's not as if these are things that I'm coming up with and I'm trying to impose on people. It's really a set of standards that is being rolled out on a corporate-wide basis. It's not just as simple as just rolling out a platform, a program. It's also being reinforced by our senior leaders, which I think helps to solidify the message, and also it resonates much easier with the Salesforce.
How did you measure the changes, and what was the impact?
There's a real focus and emphasis on putting our customers first and revenue retention. And then the other is the focus on organic revenue growth, which really means that we need to innovate, and we need to bring our product suite forward. I think if you contrast how we went about our business 18 months ago compared to what we're doing today, I think you're seeing a lot of the senior sales leaders stand up and get directly involved in sort of product strategy roadmaps, as well as being directly held accountable for not only the sales results from a incremental quarter by quarter basis, but also for sales results and customer retention going forward.
So what you're saying, you have a more predictable process, and you can hold people accountable, and there's more transparency. Is that correct?
I would say that sums it up quite well.
What do you see in the future?
We're starting to see improved sales performance, more investment, direct investment going back into our product line, which of course will manifest itself in much higher sales results.
So what have you learned from this change management moving forward? How do you plan to change and adjust the organization in the future?
Well, I think one of the things I learned at a very early age in high school, as a matter of fact, is that you need to embrace change, and change is a good thing. We have to continuously improve the organization and look to ways to improve the organization. And that means looking after our customers and driving the product and our solutions forward.
It sounds like what I'm hearing is that the nature of the conversation has changed. You've become a more customer-focused organization.
Not only have we started to focus on the customer's needs sort of in the short term, medium term, and long term, but by partnering with them and demonstrating to them that we're not in the hit run business, we're in it for the long term, they have felt more comfortable sharing their strategy, their medium to long term strategy, and asked us to come in and help them with that. And what that leads to is a more predictable revenue stream over the longer term.
Thank you for sharing your insights.
Well, thank you, Gerhard.